Hey guys, Tim here, and yes, it has been a journey. 15 years on YouTube. It's really hard to believe it's been this long. Since the channel beginnings back in 2008, all the way to now in 2023. It's crazy that I've been on YouTube this long. The channel's gone through many changes over the years. Originally, it started with just random skateboarding clip uploads, and then it transitioned into like a drawing channel for a couple years, and eventually it transitioned more into just collecting, and even it turned into doing vlogs and stuff and actual skate videos, which I did, and like convention tours where I'd videotape going to anime conventions, and just collection goals like Road to 1000 manga and stuff. It's just been a whole lot of varying things that we've done with the channel, and that's brought us to where we are now, where it's mostly just vlogs. Eventually I would like to get back to doing actual videos, reviews, discussions and stuff, because I've did that in the past and haven't really done that lately. Really, anyone that's been around for years would know that the prime years for the channel was probably at least like 5+ years ago, from the years of maybe 2010 until 2014ish, maybe 15. So those was the peak years for the channel, where it had all the growth. And I'm not even sure if anyone watching now is from even around back then, whenever I was at the, I guess, peak of the channel. And definitely I'm almost 100% sure that no one's been around here that is still watching from all the way back in 2008 to 2010, like the experimental years where it was just not really sure what the channel was going to be. And eventually I just had spin-off channels where I had the manga movement, where it was just, that's where I moved my drawing content. And then you had the hentai guy, which was a different channel entirely, where I just did like hentai reviews and stuff like that, and moved that away from this channel because there was some of that stuff on this channel years and years ago. So yeah, I thought I would do something really exciting for like a big 15-year anniversary for the channel. I just really didn't know what to do. Ideally, I would have had this room finished before now, and I could have had a proper setup to actually do a better video, but I didn't have it done in time, so that's not happening. And originally I was going to do a 150 manga volume unboxing, because 15 years, 150 volumes, and after I bought the volumes, I noticed that I was like 9 volumes away from 200, so I made one more order, and that put us to like 209, I believe, is the total amount of manga that we're going to be unboxing in this video. I believe this is definitely my biggest manga unboxing ever. Don't think I've had any manga hauls bigger than this. I know I've at least had one where it was like over 100 volumes. There might be 2 or 3 videos from years and years back where I had, whenever I was doing mega hauls, I would just buy tons of English manga whenever they'd go on sale. But these are all Japanese manga, that's the focus that we're going on now. That's the transition of the channel into Japanese manga. So we have some stuff that's going to be replacing some of my English volumes. Love Hina, and we're just going to get into it. We're just going to start unboxing this and hopefully get it done and out of the way. I guess first things first, let's move all this stuff off and take it one box at a time, and hopefully be able to display out in front here everything as we unbox it. We shall start with the couple of smaller boxes first. Yeah, obviously I did not get all of these packages in at the same time, because that would have been impossible to do. So technically the haul isn't all from the same day. I just bought it all at relatively the same time, within like with the span of like a week, because I had to research and narrow down what I wanted to buy. And obviously everything did not arrive on the exact same day that way I can do the unboxing, but this is still going to be the biggest manga haul unboxing, because we're just going to say that it is anyway, even though technically, the technical definition, or what we used to go by years and years back whenever we did manga hauls, like not just my channel but other channels, it would need to be like all bought at the same day, like going to a store basically, or one order. And it's just, I bought all of these. Well, this package is actually the only one from America. The rest of them are from Japan, because that was the cheapest ways to get all of these. So yeah, let's get on with it though. We have the first package unboxing. That's going to be don't think I have Love Hina English volumes within reach. That way I can show them off to compare. But it's a old Kodansha Comics title, Love Hina. Good lord, camera's very far away. We have number 1. Really wish I had the English covers, but I just don't want to have to get them. But hopefully it's better than the Tokyo Pop release, which is what the English ones are. We have number 2. Number 3. Actually, this might be an example on where the English ones I might actually like more, because these have the white borders, which I don't like too much, and they definitely fade over time and get discolored, so that's a little bit of a downside. But yeah, it has its upsides and downsides, I guess. This may not be the optimal example of whenever you say that Japanese manga is always better in presentation anyway. It's definitely always better whenever it comes to actually reading the content, because you don't have to deal with censorship. And this was a Tokyo Pop title, so it was kind of known for adding in slang and random things in their titles way back in the days. So there we have number 8. Number 9. Really need to try to get through these as fast as I can, because again, this is going to be quite a long video. We have 200 plus manga volumes to unbox and show off, so we're going to try to get through these as fast as we can, and I'm not going to talk too much about them one at a time, though I really like this cover. This cover is actually really awesome. Volume 14. Need to actually get around to going back and watching Love Hina. It's an anime that I really like from way back. See if it holds up as well as my memory has it in my mind. Anyway, let's get on to the next box. Alright, this box is packaged very strangely, so I'm not really sure how we're gonna get in here, because it's not really a box. This one's a strange one. It's almost like it's a bubble wrap, and it's not wanting to cut at all. And I'm trying to not cut myself because it is late at night and I do not want to drive myself to the hospital to get stitches. That is no fun. I have done that before. I would not like to do that. Alright. We're kind of getting into it. What is the name of this manga? This one's the Lovely Complex, right? I wrote on them in Sharpie so that way I knew which package was which and could kind of keep track of what was going to be unboxing in the video. This is Lovely Complex. I believe the English title was just like Love Com. Isn't that what the Viz Media release was? Hopefully none of these manga are like I'm sure some of them, like this one's pretty old, and the Naruto volumes, whenever we get to those are kind of old, so hopefully they're not too faded, because whenever you buy Japanese manga from like eBay, whenever you buy them used on there, the images they use are just stock images a lot of the time. It's not the actual product. So hopefully it's not too faded. This one does look decently faded, but we'll show that off whenever we get into it. But I'm not too picky about it. I'm not nearly as picky with manga as I used to be. Looks like it's double wrap and then saran wrap and all kind of stuff in this manga. Alright. How can I get into this without destroying the manga and not... Okay. This is one of those with, it's actually pretty cool. Alright. This is something that I've noticed that Japanese collectors, because whenever I'm doing my Japanese immersion and watching like Japanese YouTube videos, I do enjoy watching manga collection videos and manga haul videos. I'm going to try to take this out of here, that might show you. But Japanese manga, they actually have their own sleeves that they use, and this is one of those. I've noticed that modern collectors in Japan have been using these a lot. Older collectors did not use them as much. I haven't seen them used on like older manga as much, like older collectors, but newer collectors have been using them. So that's what it is. It fits perfectly around the dust cover and fits like over it and under it, and they don't really have anything like this. The best thing we have for like English manga is like the top loaders, where you load it in the top and fold it down like a comic. Whereas these I actually like better. It doesn't protect it from debris coming in the top as well, but it actually protects the dust cover, because the dust covers are susceptible to scratches more than like your English manga, because they're glossy and stuff. Anyway, it is a bit faded, unfortunately, as you can see. Hopefully you can see with the poor lighting. But anyway, we have volume 1. Bust it open. Knock these volumes out and move on to the next box. Oh my god, it is so difficult. It's literally like saran wrap. Volume 2. Let's see here. Let's put it like this. All right, volume 2. Volume 3. This is a manga that I actually don't know anything about. It's one of the manga that I actually don't have in English. I don't remember if it's out of print. I know it's an Oder Viz title. I probably have some of it in Shoujo Beat volumes, which is down there. Really need to go through those, and I'd love to make videos about Shoujo Beat and Yen Plus. What is it? Shonen Jump, Anime Insider, Otaku USA. What's New Type? Just whenever I complete those collections, I'd love to do like deep dive, like hour-long videos explaining the history, showing off all the volumes of it, all the magazines. It'd be really cool to do that, because I don't think many people have the full runs of those magazines. It'd be really cool to actually do videos showing it off. The cover is pretty cool. Haven't read much Japanese shoujo manga, so I don't know how difficult it is for the level of Japanese in it. I've mostly read shonen, and even among shonen, it's like the easier shonens is what I've read. I have a lot of Japanese manga that I haven't read because I know I'm not at the level where I could comfortably read it without having to stop and look up things just constantly. So anyway, that's the second box. Let's move on to the next one. All right, we're gonna unbox a series that I've actually been wanting for years. I was actually planning to buy it in English because unfortunately the anime got canceled in America after, what was it? It was like 49 or 50 episodes. It was like parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, and each one had 12 episodes or 11 episodes, or maybe it was more. I don't really remember. It's in the other room. But anyway, it's Toriko, which is a manga that I own one of the volumes. I believe it's like volume 23. It's one of the miscellaneous volumes. I got it during one of the Barnes and Nobles. I don't know if they do it anymore, but they used to. Every week they would have some random volumes of manga like on sale. Yeah, like every week they would have random volumes on sale. It'd be like a random volume of one series and another series, and I would just buy those up sometimes because they'd be like around 50% off a lot of the time, and it's a good way to get an introduction to a series, or maybe get a volume that you don't have of a series that you're collecting. But unfortunately, that's really an ineffective way of collecting, because for me now it's like, well, whenever I was buying English manga, the easiest way to buy manga was to just buy it all in one go on like the holiday sales. That was the best way to do it. There at the end, whenever I was still buying lots of English manga. I do still buy some English manga, but it's mostly just narrowed down to just manga box sets, like the ones that I've unboxed this year. Outside of those, I'm not going to buy the single volumes anymore. I don't believe there's no manga. For a while, I was buying the One Piece manga like singles because I was just going to keep supporting it that way. But eventually, I was just like, why am I doing this? I'm just going to buy them all in Japanese anyway, so why even waste my time doing that? These are going to be completely, oh, that's really cool. I did not know it was going to come with this. It's really cool. I wonder if it came with the other one. I believe there's like 2 volumes of Toriko. This is one that I know for sure. I believe there's one more where it's actually a 0.5. Japanese manga actually does that. Okay, these are just all mixed up and all over the place, so I'm actually going to sort them, put them in order, and stack them up and remove the box, so I'll be back after that. Okay, we got the manga out of the box, we got the box to the side, and we got them all loosely stacked up, so let's get on with this. Toriko is one of those manga that I've really wanted for a long time, because it's one of those that I didn't actually own in English, but I actually loved the English anime for it. It was really fun. I forget how far it goes up into the manga, um, but I know it got canceled in America. And eventually, the anime did get canceled in Japan, but it got canceled in like episode 200 and something. I believe it made it over 200 episodes. Um, but it's one of those series where they actually censored it a bit for the release. Like it was a Toei anime, so they removed some things like Toriko smokes cigars in the manga and stuff at the beginning anyway. I don't know if he does later on or if they actually toned down the manga to match what the anime was doing. But the manga during its prime and the anime during its prime was actually super popular, and it had crossovers with Dragon Ball and One Piece. So Toriko was up there in caliber with those characters. Like he had crossovers doing episodes with Luffy and Goku, and the other characters from each respective series was in with it as well. But for me, it was just a really fun anime. I don't know a whole lot about the manga and beyond where the anime ends from what I had seen of it. But it was just such a fun series. It was very fun, I remember. So I adored it. I wanted to read more of it. Luckily, this manga, so far, I'm looking at the tops because the tops of the manga is usually what gets faded the fastest with Japanese manga. And so far the condition isn't too bad. It's not pristine because these are kind of old, but the fading is good. Looks like the manga is a little beat up, so maybe out of like a 1 to 5 star, I would maybe give it probably, it's not horrible, but it's not great either, so maybe like a 3, 2.5, 3, somewhere along the lines of the middle for the condition of these manga. But it ran for, what was it? The final volume over here, it's like volume 43, so it ran for a long time. And I remember whenever the manga ended, it had one of those endings where it was just open-ended. Like a bunch of manga ended that way around the same time, where it was just didn't really have a definitive ending. So it was one of those things. This is actually the volume, this is the only one that I have in English because I remember the cover. I'm pretty sure that's the one that I have. But another thing about the Toriko manga anyway is it had really like an older style, like for a shonen that was coming out in like the 2010s and stuff and the 20 teens. It had more of a 80s and early 90s like style to it. Even though the mangaka wasn't that old, he wouldn't have had a style that was like that style that he has. And I thought that was really cool. It was like here's a good example of it with the covers. It was almost like early JoJo's and Fist of the North Star type of style, where it just was not modern day anime style with the eyes and the thick lines and the muscular figures and the lack of details. It kind of had details, but also a lack of details in a way. It's just hard to explain. It's an aesthetic that older anime had. You saw that a lot in older anime. He had another series after this that flopped pretty bad, wasn't it? It was like Build King. I don't know if he's had any more since, but I'm pretty sure he made enough money off of just Toriko. Like, if he was good with his money, he would have been fine. Like, he also had a series going before Toriko, and there's a bit of controversy on the way that ended. I don't want to get too much into that in this video, because I don't want to diminish his name or anything, but there's a reason like the series that he did before this got canceled prematurely and something happened there. But did we already pass we passed the one that was like 0.5 or whatever, didn't we? Yeah. Anyway, I was going to talk about that. Anyway, we have 29 and 29.5, so that's actually really cool. Oh, there we go. Can't show it off too well, but there we go. A lot. I don't know if we actually got 29.5 in English, honestly. I would actually need to look into that. This is a Toriko book. This is another book that came with it. I know this one did not come out in English. We never get cool things like that. I don't know if it got a box set. Maybe I've noticed that with the Naruto and Bleach box sets, they've included like one-off chapters. Like in the other Naruto box set that I have, it comes with the Road to Ninja booklet, and like all the movies come with like chapters and booklets and stuff. One Piece has a ton of them, but unfortunately we never get those in America usually. And data books, character books, stuff like that. most of the popular series that at least get an anime has stuff like that. And unfortunately, we don't get those here. But anyway, that's all of that one. We're over 20 minutes in on this. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to edit that down some. But we have two big boxes with the large bulk of the manga. So let's get on with that. Okay, next up we have Fairy Tail. This is one that I own almost half of in English. So we're going to be replacing a lot of those volumes right now. And I actually own... luckily it's here within reach. I wish I wouldn't have bought this one. I wish I would have bought some of the OVAs, because whenever I was in Japan in 2019, I believe it was either Shibuya or Nagano Broadway, Nagayo, whatever it was. It was in one of those. It was in one of the Mandarakes I was in, and they had like a bunch of the OVAs for Fairy Tail. But again, I didn't have a lot of room left in my luggage to buy things, so I was like, I'll just buy the movie. And this, unfortunately, I bought the movie instead of the OVAs. I wish I would have bought the OVAs for it. I would have somehow made room for it. I would have left my clothes there, like in the hotel, just leave the leftover clothes. Like, I can live without the clothes. I wish I would have got the Fairy Tail OVAs, because those would be really cool to have. They also had a lot of the Tolabru OVAs, but anyway. This is the only Japanese Fairy Tail manga that I have at the moment, until this unboxing. And we have a lot of the English ones, which is on a couple shelves over that way, but most of this is going to be new content. In this one, a lot of new Fairy Tail. I do actually need to get around to buying. I'm going to buy those used. Whenever I was buying these, I wanted to make sure it was series that was completed, and that I would not be able to buy all of like brand new off like Amazon Japan, because that's the easiest way I know to import brand new Japanese manga. So whenever I made these orders, I wanted to make sure I wouldn't be able to support the author by buying them all like brand new. So I made sure I bought older manga series instead of like newer ones. One of the ones that I really wanted to buy for this like manga haul and unboxing, I really wanted to buy Black Clover, and I really wanted to buy Fire Force. Those was two manga that I really wanted to buy for this unboxing, but those are two that I can still buy brand new, and they would have been very expensive to buy new. I wish I should have wrote down the total for like how much the manga was for all of these. I might actually look that up right now right quick and add up the total. That way I can show how much I spent on all this. Alright, I'm back. Just some quick math right quick. This is going to be a rough estimate on the cost, but it was roughly $474 plus tax. This is the only one I had to pay shipping on. The rest of them was free shipping from Japan. So I guess with taxes, a bit over like $500 probably. Total for like 209 manga. That's not bad. Like, even if you were to buy like English manga used, you would pay more than that for 200 manga, because you can buy Japanese used manga like dirt cheap a lot of the time. So that's another one of the major reasons why I've transitioned over to Japanese manga. You have better translations, you have accurate translations as long as you know the language. And for me, I'm learning the language, so I'm going to be able to read it in its native language without any censorship or changes, which is happening a lot with modern day English manga, but it's always really happened with English manga. They've always made changes and done censorship to things, unfortunately. But anyway, let's get on with this. This is all a Fairy Tail. It looks like they're all mixed up again, so I'm gonna unbox them all right quick, and we're just gonna go over it all as fast as we can, hopefully. Okay, we're seriously running out of room on this little area in front of me on top of some shelves. Like, we're on top of like manga shelves. We're gonna try to blast through these really fast. Don't have a ton to say about Fairy Tail. It's one of those series where it's not the best shonen, but it's far from the worst. A lot of people criticize it, especially in modern day over here in America, for its fan service, but that's one of the things I love it for. It's non-apologetic in its fan service, and I love how Eden Zero is the same way. He's always had the fan service in the series, and I love him for that. But Fairy Tail is one of those series that gets a lot of hate for not only its fan service, but its story, unfortunately. And yeah, he clearly didn't have it all planned out from the beginning, but very few manga could do. Oda's like the only one who I have faith that, of course he didn't plan everything out, but I think he still has the same ending in mind. I'm pretty sure there's minimal change to the ending that he's had in mind since the beginning. Whereas obviously with like Bleach and Naruto, of course Naruto, he knew he was going to end it with him becoming Hokage, but he definitely didn't have all of that planned out at all. And I believe Mishima gets a little too much hate on for that, for like going arc by arc and just playing it. Like, I believe he planned it out. Like, every time he would start a new arc, he would plan out that full arc. And of course, he had a greater story planned, but he didn't know exactly where it was going or how it would end. Like, the whole END with Natsu, obviously, he didn't have that all planned out or planned out with the dragons and stuff, but yeah, for what it is, it's fun. You take it arc by arc. Some of the arcs are better than others, but there's no arc in Fairy Tail that I outright hate that I can think of off the top of my head. And it's one of those series where it definitely gets better the longer the story goes. Like, the more you get into Fairy Tail, the better it gets. Tartarus? I can't remember the exact name of it off the top of my head, but it was one of the final arcs. It may actually have been the final arc. I can't remember off the top of my head. A lot of people have that one, or Idolas. They have that one ranked pretty high, and that one's pretty good. Again, I haven't watched the Fairy Tail anime in a very long time, and I've only read up through volume 30 of the manga because that's all I have of the manga. So 25. We're actually almost up to where I have in the manga, so it's actually going to be all new content after this pretty soon. I wonder how difficult it would be to read. I'm pretty sure it has furigana. Yeah, it has furigana, so it wouldn't be too hard to read, but a lot of the magical stuff would be pretty hard, and there's quite a bit of difficult vocab in it, but I'm actually looking at it, and it has quite a bit of easy vocab, honestly. So it might actually be a bit above my level, but I might actually be able to read it some, which would be really cool. I'd love to be able to start reading most Japanese manga that I have next year. This year I'm actually scheduled to take the JLPT N5 test in December. I know I'm above that level, but it's been a lot of start and stop studying this year so far, and I'm trying to keep on it. That way I can stay above N5 level. That way I can pass that test. But it's difficult since college started up, and we're doing that now. What is that on the cover? Don't really know. 36. Wonder what these arcs even are. What are we even into? Isn't this like the Grand Magic games? I have actually more of the Fairy Tail anime than what I have of the manga. I have up through collection. It's either 10 or 11 is what I have up to, and I've been waiting on them to release, hopefully, like the final 2 collections. I don't believe Funimation has released them yet. They might actually have. Again, I don't keep up with English publishers too much anymore. I keep up a bit more with what's going on in Japan than what I do with the American market. But, oh my God, we're over 30 minutes already. This is going to take forever to edit, and we still have a giant box with the most manga in it left. So we're going to just try to get through these without showing them off too much. 45. 46, but we do have a couple of volumes in here that are actually pretty neat. I did notice those whenever I was taking them out of the box. 49, pretty cool cover right here. 50, I'm really amazed. Like, the output that Mashima has had, like, even while he's been working on Fairy Tail, and while he was working on Rave, and while he's been working on Eden Zero, he's done manga on the side while he's done these manga volumes. So his work ethic is insane. He's put out way more manga volumes than Oda has in less time than Oda has. It's really impressive. Whenever you actually add up all the side manga, the volumes, like, he'd have like 3 or 4 manga series here and there that he did while he was working on these. Actually, I was talking and I got through these. But anyway, we have a couple in here that is actually special versions of the manga. So these are different color spines from the usual ones. So these was actually came in the boxes with like the OVAs and movies and stuff. I would need to research exactly which ones they came with, but it's like I believe it's alternate color covers, and the spines are different colors. So this is actually really cool. I might actually try to, next time I go in Japan, I might actually try to get the regular volumes of these. That way I don't have different colored spines, because that is going to bother me a little bit anyway. They're cool and all, don't get me wrong, but it will definitely bother me a little bit. Those two are going to be like outliers, and like mess up the colors. So might actually try to find regular volumes of those manga next time I go to Japan, which is hopefully this December after my semester ends. Anyway, we're about here at the end, and then we're going to try to blast through the final box, hopefully as fast as we can. That cover is really cool. That's really cool. Anyway, here we have the final volume. So yeah, let's get this box up here, unbox it right quick, and try to get through this video. All right, here we are. Just going to try to cut through this and get it open as fast as we can. Again, trying to be careful to not cut myself or cut the manga, because I would like my manga to not be damaged. I was really amazed that the Fairy Tail volumes was in actually really good condition. But again, in my experience with buying used Japanese manga, usually the Jump titles are more beat up than the other titles. Like I have Suzuka, which is an old Kodansha Comics manga, and those are in really good condition, as opposed to like Hatekyo Hitman Reborn. Those was a bit worse condition, and that one that I bought over there, The Promised Neverland, I bought that one recently, and bought that one this year, and that one was in worse condition. So in my experience, the Jump titles usually tend to be a bit more beat up. So Toriko was a bit more beat up than Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail was in amazing condition. So we're going to try to get through these Naruto volumes. We're going to put them out here, and then we're going to go through them all. Okay, we are like literally out of room on the top of the shelves now. I wish you could see it from my angle, because you can't see the manga that's back here, but it is literally full of manga, like 209 volumes. This is a lot of manga. I was already basically out of shelf space. Now I am almost certainly completely out of shelf space, and I don't know where I'm going to put these now, so we're going to have to deal with that whenever we get to it. We're just going to focus on, for the rest of the year, like, we're pretty much done buying manga, at least until I get this room finished. I need to get the paint up on the walls, and I need to start buying shelves, because I'm going to have to spend like over $1,000 on shelves. That way I can get these walls covered up with shelves, get them away from here, get the manga on the shelves over there, paint these walls, put shelves over here probably. I don't know. We're just going to have to see how much room it's all going to take up. But onto the manga, I was actually amazed by the condition of these manga. For like Naruto came out, what was it? It was like One Piece came out in 97, Naruto 99, then Bleach 2001. So these are clearly not first prints. I'm going to try to look on the back and see if it has its print. Wow, this is still actually a really old volume, and it is not faded much at all. This is actually the 42nd print run of Volume 1, and it's from 2006. So this came out like either right before or right around the time I actually got into manga, because that's whenever I started collecting. Anyway, we have Volume 1. But look at that. That is insane for a manga from 2006. I thought it was a newer printing than that, but that's just wild. Actually, some of the older volumes have a bit more fading, but all these like early volumes, look at this. Just look at that condition. That is amazing. Let me grab one of these faded manga over here. Just look at the difference. Like, that's crazy. From 2006, these manga was definitely taken care of. Let's try to move these down a little bit and make a little space here on the back. That way I can go through them bit by bit. But let's get on with this. The final 72 volumes stretch for this manga haul, so let's get on with it. We have one. This is actually one that I might be able to read, because early Naruto was not that difficult. There's some speech patterns that might be a little difficult, because it doesn't really have a meaning like Shinaro. Sakura's phrase like doesn't have much of a meaning to it that I know of, but she would say that they changed it into just cha. Whenever she would say cha all the time up through early Shippuden is when she stopped doing that. Unfortunately, it's like Kishimoto forgot the character quirks and got rid of inner Sakura and stuff, so that's disappointing, because that was one of Sakura's charms for early Sakura. But let's get on with this. Need to actually buy those up sometime. I'm just looking on the backs of the dust covers, and it has like the J books and stuff that ties into the movies, and the art books and stuff, which I actually have the art books behind me, the English ones anyway. It'd be cool to buy them in Japanese, though there's not too much difference with the art books that I've noticed between the English and Japanese versions. Whereas with the Japanese manga versions, they usually come with more content and they just look better and or cooler. So let's just try to get through these hopefully fast. I haven't read like early Naruto manga volumes in so many years. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've read early Naruto. It's been even longer since I've read Shippuden. Like, I went back and like I was reading Shippuden and I dropped Shippuden in the Fifth Ninja War, which I believe I said in the unboxing for that the manga box set, and I needed to go back and read those like the volumes beyond where I dropped the manga, because I don't know what happens in Naruto beyond that point. But I need to actually go back and read those. And I've actually read earlier Naruto since I've read like even like middle Shippuden. Yeah, I definitely am looking forward to when my Japanese gets good enough that I can read through these without having to look up like words every speech bubble. Like there's some manga that I'm able to read, like Yotsubato. I'm able to read that one pretty well. Like I'll need to look up some stuff, and even like sometimes I'll read it and I don't know every word, but through the context I'm able to guess what the other words mean. So, well, we're almost through regular Naruto, and here we get onto Shippuden. And obviously, with the Japanese release, the cover, well, the spines do not change. As everyone knows, with the English release, it used to have white covers, and then whenever it went to Shippuden, you got black on the spine. So in the Japanese release, it was all the same. So I'm going to try to get over here on the side and I guess go through it strangely. We're filming this really weird. I wish I had a bigger table. I was actually considering filming this unboxing video in the living room, which is over there, because I have a big coffee table in there, but it's a tempered glass coffee table. It would be definitely bigger than this to hold it all, but I was afraid that this much weight with manga would just shatter the table and destroy the manga. And the table I wouldn't be too worried about, but I wouldn't want my manga getting shredded by broken glass. That would hurt my feelings more than shattering the table, because the table's old and really need to replace it anyway. It's cool, but yeah, I need to replace the couch, the love seat. I need to get another chair in there. But one room at a time, we're going to work on finishing the manga room here. Love this cover. This is actually one of my favorite fights, even though I used to like Sasuke for a while, and now that I've gotten older, I just hate Sasuke's character, and he should have died so many times in Naruto. But Sasuke versus Deidara and Sasuke versus Itachi is still two of the best fights in all of Naruto, even though Sasuke definitely should have died in both of those fights like multiple times. So, but the fights are still cool themselves. Speaking of 43, I remember like in the Naruto volumes, like even in the English ones, he has like not character notes, he has like messages to the readers like in between chapters that is really cool to read. And he actually apologized because for the English price of the manga was the same as like $9.99 for the manga whenever it came out in America, or it may have been $7.49 back then. But for the Japanese release, because the volume was thicker, they actually had to up the price of the yen by a bit. So he had an apology in that manga, and I remember that, reading that like over 15 years ago, and I still remember it. It's crazy, but it's cool. Oh yeah, I think we may have got that game. I need to research that. It has a 3DS game ad for it on the back. That's really cool. That's actually another of my collecting goals. I need to finish off buying all the Naruto. That was one of my favorite covers. Anyway, the Naruto video games, I need to finish buying those, the English ones. And I'm also planning to buy all of the games that we did not get in America. There's a whole lot, especially with Bleach games. We didn't get most of those over here. One more stack, and then we're done. It looks like this video is going to be over an hour long. That's going to take so long to edit. I am definitely not looking forward to editing this video. That's why I am filming it like 3 weeks in advance, because with my limited schedule and everything I have going on, it's going to take me so long to get around to editing this full video, and then I'm going to schedule it in advance to go up. I'm actually filming this at the end of October, and this won't go up until towards the end of September, because that's when the anniversary for my channel is 15 years, is like September 24th, I think. I believe this is around when I stopped reading the war arc. I'm not fully sure. I keep getting distracted by the ads on it, like the pamphlets, like on the dust cover. It's like really cool. This one's one for Road to Ninja the Movie, and it's like really cool to see that. It's like looking back in time. I save all of those. Usually I take them off the manga, and I have like a bin that is just full of all of these dust cover add-ons that is promoting things. Like this is promoting the Rock Lee Chibi spinoff. It had a game on the 3DS, and that one actually came out in America. I think I seem to recall seeing that one whenever it came out. I really want to say I saw that. We're getting towards the end, thankfully, because it is difficult to talk for like an hour straight and do these videos, and clearly I'm going to try to knock down the time as much as I can. That way it's not as painful for you to watch, because my videos don't have a high production value anymore. Used to put a lot more effort in, but time is the biggest issue. Anyway, there we have it. Volume 72. Let's try to move these over here, show them off a little bit better. But yeah, this is my biggest manga unboxing. There might be bigger manga unboxings on YouTube, but this is definitely my biggest. I've seen 100 plus volume unboxings. Well, this is a 200 plus volume unboxing. I believe the grand total was 209 for all the volumes. A bit over $500, I believe, with taxes and everything. So yeah, originally it was going to be 150 volumes, but just ended up being over 200. Really should have saved this for like the 20th anniversary of the channel. Maybe we'll do like 1,000 manga whenever we get there, but honestly, I don't see myself buying 1,000, because by the time we get that far, another 5 years in the future, I'm gonna already own most of the manga that I want, and we'll have replaced most, if not all, of my English manga with the Japanese counterparts, because they're so much cheaper to buy, thank God. But anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone that stuck around through the years, if there's anyone that's still around for all these years. I do have some ideas for like better videos, because I would like to get to doing actual production videos. I'd like to get some lights set up and maybe a proper camera. I've been pricing what would be like good vlogging microphones and cameras to buy, so that might be something I'll look into buying like early next year. Maybe later this year if I have the funds, but this room is going to take quite a bit of my funds for the rest of the year to finish up. But I definitely have a really cool video idea, like a series of videos that I would like to do that would involve you guys a whole lot more, and I think it would be really interesting to do. It would broaden my horizons and possibly make like good content that you guys would enjoy. But yeah, that does it for the video. Thank you for 15 years. Hopefully we'll be around for 15 more. That's way too far to be thinking about. I just try to take it 1 month at a time, mostly just 1 day at a time now. I'm so busy. So I can't even think doing like 20th anniversary. I didn't even do a 10th anniversary or a 5th anniversary for the channel. I don't think I did either of those. So we're just randomly doing the 15th anniversary. I just noticed that, wow, this channel is that old. I've been on YouTube for half my life now, because I'm in my 30s now, and it's just crazy that I've been on YouTube this long. So yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Hopefully it won't be too long. I actually do have a video planned. There's a video that's going to be coming out after this. The package is not in, but it will be coming out before this video. So you're actually going to see a manga unboxing filmed after this video that comes out before this video. So look forward to that, even though you've already seen it if you watch all my videos. So I will see you in the next video. Later.